welcome to the first official video of the Made to Move It series. If you are an alien just landing on Earth, we have been in lockdown, at least where I live, for the past 4 months. That means I've not been to the gym in 4 months. I've not been on my regular routine in 4 months. I've been a little bit off my game for the past 4 months. Lockdown has been very tough mentally and physically. But guess what? It's over. Joke, it's not over. I have no idea when this is gonna be over. But enough is enough. There is so much bad stuff going on in the world, and it's been so easy to just pull back from yourself, pull back from your goals, pull back from your life, but life does not wait, which is why I am so excited to be doing round 2 of the Made to Move It challenge. Last round, over 25,000 of us started this all together, but I think we can make this round even bigger and even better. The challenge will start on July 13th and run until August 9th. The whole goal of the challenge is to get 60 minutes of movement per day. So to help with this, I will be sharing weekly workout calendars, daily workout videos, daily emails, like checking in with you to make sure you're still with me. Basically everything you need to take back control of your life. We're not letting 2020 take over, we're taking over. What I'm excited about for this round is that I will be vlogging my entire experience. So in round 1 of Made to Move It, I only shared the daily workout videos, but this round, we're still sharing the daily workout videos, we're still sharing the daily emails, but I will also be sharing more of the behind the scenes. So how I get in my 60 minutes every day, how I stay motivated, how I deal with stress, how I like balance it all, how I deal with life's little curveballs, all that jazz, plus the science-backed tips I know you love for working smarter, not harder. I'm gonna put a link to sign up for the challenge down below. It is 100% free. Once you sign up, you will get a confirmation email. So if you don't see it on your inbox, check your all mail, check your junk mail. It's probably hiding in there, and then we can get this party started. So what I was thinking for today's video is I'd like to mark the starting point, where I'm at physically, mentally. So I will be sharing a body update, showing you how things are going after 4 months of no gym, plus sharing a kind of personal setback I had a couple months ago right before the start of the last round, as well as sharing my goals and my intentions for this upcoming round, how I recommend setting goals, all that jazz. So if you're excited for today's video, make sure to shoot me a thumbs up and let's get into it. So this is me. I recorded this first thing this morning. When I used to share these body updates more often, I would always feel the need when I was playing them back to nitpick at something, find something I was gonna tell you I was gonna improve upon, because I definitely fell prey to the fitness messaging of it's not enough to build muscle. It's not enough to lose weight. If you lose the weight, then you have to build the muscle. You gotta go, you know, bulk cut, bulk cut, bulk cut. These are made up rules. These are made up trends. We don't have to give our energy or our attention to them. So back to this body update. I have talked a lot about my weight loss journey on this channel. A couple of years ago, if you are new, I lost 20 pounds of stubborn fat. Since then, I've maintained my weight loss. I've maintained about what is going on over here, and I am so happy with where I'm at. We don't need to get into the motivations behind my weight loss. There's some older videos you can probably check out on that, but long story short, I had rapidly gained a lot of weight in a short period of time. There was some stuff going on in my life. It was very difficult. I had a very tough time with it, but once I gained the weight, because it happened so fast, I didn't really feel like I was living in my own body, right? I didn't feel like myself when I looked in the mirror. I recognized myself. Obviously I knew it was me, right? But like, it was not me. There was this disconnect. And so losing the weight just kind of brought me back to a place where I really feel at home in my body. And I just feel great every day, most days. I have bad days, but most of them are good days. I switched birth controls a couple months ago, which I feel like birth control, kind of like periods, is just something we brush under the rug because it's so normal. It's almost just kind of assumed. I don't know about your health classes or how you were educated on the pill, if you're on the pill, but the extent of my education through going to doctors who get prescribed the pill, through high school health class, it was essentially, if you're not ready for kids, go on the pill. There is no education beyond that around what happens when you're on the pill, beyond the side effects you read on the label. There's no education around what happens when you switch pills or when you go off the pill, or how to do all these things, right, without having crazy impacts on your life. So for context, I went on the pill when I was 18. The reason I went on the pill was not just to prevent pregnancy. It was mainly because I had very bad periods. My periods were not consistent. They were very heavy, and they were heavy to the point, like there was so much cramping that it would make me nauseous and throw up. So the pill worked wonders for me. The fact that I could function on my period was life-changing. However, when I went to re-up my pill, I guess a couple months ago, right before we started the last round of Made to Move It, they said, oh, we don't have your pill available anymore, it's been discontinued, and any other pill similar to it is also not available. So I kind of weighed, you know, do I want to go off the pill? Do I want to stay on the pill? I decided that given the current climate, it is a very stressful climate. I personally, because it is a personal choice, am not ready to go off the pill just yet. Hopefully soon down the road, but not right now. So my only option was to go with something that had a completely different balance of hormones, a completely different variance in hormones across your cycle. And I am not the most educated on this, but my understanding is that I went from a combination triphasic pill. So that means that it's a combination of hormones, estrogen and progesterone. And triphasic means that there's 3 phases of how those hormones are being delivered, right? So like if you look at your cycle, the cycle that most hormonal contraceptives work on is a 4-week, 28-day cycle. So that means that triphasic 3, there are 3 different phases of the hormones leading up to your period, and then they drop off and you go on to your period. So this more closely mimics how your body would naturally operate without the pill. What I switched to is combination monophasic, which basically means that the estrogen and progesterone levels are held constant for those 3 weeks before your period, and then just boom, period. So first week on this pill felt like crap. I felt absolutely terrible. My digestion was the main thing that I was experiencing difficulty with. I'd be hungry, I'd eat something, and you know that feeling you get like after you've eaten something, it's not necessarily bloat, but you can feel, okay, there's something in my stomach, I have eaten, I am satisfied. And usually after you eat, as time passes, that feeling passes because food is moving down your digestive system. Well, it's like my digestion wasn't moving. I just felt puffy. It's like my intestines, like it was definitely a lower stomach thing. They felt like leaky or loose. This is such a gross description, but it felt like my digestion was at a standstill, and everything I ate throughout the day would just be piling up on top of itself. So this bloating situation is still something I'm struggling with. Today, of course, the day that I go to film and I'm like, hey, here's my body, check out my bloat. Wake up not bloated. But I did take some pictures earlier this week to just kind of document it. And you can really see if you look at like my lower abdomen area, it's like, it's the weirdest thing. It's flat, flat, flat tummy, and then the lower bit, it's just, you know, and don't comment I'm pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I'm thinking this is because I'm doing the thing that's keeping me from getting pregnant. The bloat fluctuates a lot day to day, but I've set some goals for this round of the challenge that I am hoping will help with this. So I'm going to share the goals with you, partially to hold me accountable as well as to maybe give you some inspiration for your own goals. First goal is to move to morning workouts. I have been not so consistent in doing morning workouts, but what I love about morning workouts is that it's done. It's out of the way. You can work it right into your morning routine, and that way, whatever is scheduled on the Made to Move It calendar, like I can check that off. That's an early win. It's starting my day with a win. It's making me feel good. My next goal is to track my hunger and digestion. This I am hoping will help me become more aware of my hunger, of how different foods affect my hunger, how foods are digesting, seeing if maybe different size meals or different foods in the meals or eating at different times of day, seeing if that affects my digestion and my hunger differently, because I am trying to resolve or at least improve this bloating situation. I think that this will at least give me some info that I can go off of. So the plan is to rate my hunger and digestion immediately before I eat, immediately after I eat, and then 30 minutes after I eat, as well as overall for the day before bed. My next goal is to eat all of my meals sitting. This is a big one for me. I am really gonna struggle with this because something that is hard to show in my what I eat in a day videos, like unless I just put a CCTV camera in my kitchen so you could watch me real time, what's really hard to show are the little bites that I will have between meals or when I'm prepping meals, right? So for example, when I'm testing a new recipe, I'll often test the recipe as I go. When I'm cooking dinner, I'll do a lot of cooking by taste, and especially when I have a busy day where I'm just like running between tasks, I'll often like grab little things, right? Between tasks where I don't have time for a full meal, I don't have time for a snack, I don't perceive it as having time to slow down. And so I'll have like a hard-boiled egg here, a handful of granola there, or like a random carrot. And while I always keep an eye on portions, frequent snacking like this definitely disrupts your digestion. If you have watched some of my old what I eat in a day videos where I talk about bloating, where I talk about digestion, migrating motor complex, anyone? It disrupts your body's natural progression of moving foods down and digesting them. So just cutting or reducing that habit, I think I know will improve my digestion and reduce bloating, but this is gonna be a tough one. My fourth goal is to track my cycle. I have had a period tracking app for months now. I used it for a week. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. And then I never logged in again. Not speaking as a professional, I have barely scratched the surface on researching this, but something that kind of bugs me just on premise about this monophasic birth control is that it's keeping the same hormone levels for 3 weeks before your period. I know that if you're using a hormonal contraceptive, you're artificially changing your hormone levels anyways, right? You're forcing your body to kind of adhere to what the pill is providing, but your body's natural cycle, if you were on no pill, you were not adding any hormones to your body, it would still have different levels throughout the weeks leading up to your period. And so I can't help but feel a little bit bad taking the monophasic one because I feel like it's just like drowning out my body's natural rhythm. Again, not a professional, so I don't even know if this is an issue. I don't know if I'm making this out to be something it's not, but I would like to get off the pill in the next year or so, and I know that if I want to do that successfully without getting pregnant immediately, you have to be on your tracking, right? Natural family planning is all about knowing your cycle, knowing how your body moves through the different weeks, and using a tracking app can be a really helpful way to move forward with that. My fifth and final goal is to get my 60 minutes of movement per day. I can rave all day about the Made to Move It challenge, okay? But movement as a thing to do holds you accountable. The more you move your body, the more you feel your body, the more in touch and aware of your body you become. Something I love about the Made to Move It challenge is that we move our bodies in so many different ways. We do isolation movements, we do compound movements, we train at higher intensities, we train at lower intensities, we use weights, we don't use weights, we move fast, we move slow, right? There are so many different ways you're moving your body, and because of that, I feel like it helps you become so much more aware of your body and aware of when your body is feeling good versus not feeling so good. So I think this goal will help reinforce some of the other goals I have around, resolving these issues I'm having with my digestion, making sure that I am nourishing my body, I am listening to my body and not just being busy all day. So yeah, I'm very excited about these goals. What is up? So we just got to the Fitness Depot, which is basically a wholesale like gym and fitness equipment store. I'm going in and out of focus, it's so hot and humid, but we are here to look at and hopefully test some exercise bikes. When lockdown started, we got a treadmill, hoping that Jeff and I could both use that for running and just stand moving it while in lockdown, but Jeff's knees have not been so kind to him. So we're going to look into a bike today and hopefully we will have one very soon. Bike is. What is up? Welcome to my hair. She's just been loving this humidity. But I am currently rushing to get my workout done because we just got back from running errands, which always take longer than you think they're gonna take. And I now have less than 40 minutes before my next call. So we are lacing up our shoes, we're getting it done. We're doing a full body sculpt today, which only takes 30 minutes. And I know you're gonna look at this and you're gonna be like, why is she gasping? Why is she out of air? Why does she look like she's dying? She's not even moving that fast or using weights. I know, okay? But because these workouts are all about form and control, it brings the intensity in a different kind of way. Like as somebody who's been lifting weights for I think like 7 years now, which is so crazy, these workouts challenge me in a whole different kind of way. It's all about building your end range strength, making sure that you are stable in those typically unstable positions, reinforcing proper form, like eliminating muscle imbalances. So if you did need to move it around one, some of these moves will look familiar, some of them will be new. I have been working on new movements and new exercises for these workouts for round 2, so you'll get a little sneak peek. Lately, I've been mixing up my routine and alternating between full body strength and full body sculpt for my 4 full body workouts per week. I have been loving it. Like my body has just been loving these workouts and feeling so good. I find that alternating between kind of not like higher impact, but higher intensity with weights and like lower intensity in terms of weights, but like higher intensity in terms of the stability, you kind of get me? It has been doing my body so good. I feel so much more balanced overall. I feel like I'm moving better. I feel like my form on not just like the exercises that we do during the strength workouts, but even with running has improved because my body awareness has improved and I just feel so much more stable with all my joints and like the body overall. Okay, we gotta get going. I am too chatty. We're running out of time. Holy heck, am I ever sweating right now? I'm literally dripping sweat, but I've been adding bands to my sculpt workouts lately, and I really, really like them because just having that pressure on like the outside of your knees or the outside of your thighs, it's like having a coach right there with you, reminding you to keep your knees aligned. Don't let your knees cave in. Keep your hips level during this exercise. They really help get those little stabilizer muscles that are on your side glutes and your hips. There's this fly that's just been bugging me my whole workout. So I've really been liking this so far. Highly recommend. Very excited to share more about that with you. So what you don't see on camera is that pretty much behind every single one of these shots where I am dancing, Jeff is just, because we both know I can't dance, but he is here for it. I am currently having some carrot cake granola, which no, I'm not eating sitting down. I can't sit down. I'm hangry right now. I hope I didn't lose any granola. I am hangry. I waited too long between meals. It was just another one of those days that got away from me. You know, you get to doing the errands, you get to doing the next thing, you get to doing the next thing, you're like, oh my gosh, I am so hungry. It's not even that I forget to eat. Like, I'm definitely hungry when I'm changing tasks, but it's like, I gotta do this thing right now because you know, stuff just comes up, and now I need food in my mouth. You can see why I need these goals. These goals are just gonna like elevate me in every area. I'm gonna be organized, I'm gonna be energized, I'm gonna be, another word that ends in eyes, I don't know. Comment down below, help me out. What I love about this recipe though is that not only does it taste amazing and smell amazing, it's like lighting a candle in your house, it is also packed full of anti-inflammatory ingredients, and ingredients will help get your digestion moving, okay? There's some ginger in here. There are fennel seeds. That was a new addition from the last video when I first introduced you to this recipe. There's carrots, like there's so much good stuff in this recipe. It's super easy to make. So the recipe is now on the blog at www.theteamplans.com, but I also did record it for you because I know I promised it. So I'm gonna roll that next. Just editing this back and this video is getting very long, so I am going to cut it off, but I wanted to say one more thing on goals, and that is that setting goals does not need to come from a place of feeling like you are not enough. With so much focus being on always doing more, it can feel like you'll never do enough, and as a result you will never be enough. That is not true, and this is why it is so important. This is why I've been trying to be so conscious of setting goals that make me feel more capable, not less capable. Goals do not need to come from a place of self-hatred or self-loathing. They do not need to come from a place of lacking self-worth. Instead, goals should be about, you know, I value myself so much that I'm going to work on myself. I'm gonna work towards this life that I find important. There is no shame in saying, hey, I wanna work on this thing. It's okay to work, it's okay to struggle, it's okay to have a really hard time and not be the best at it right away. This is something that I have to constantly remind myself of, especially on social media, where it feels like everybody's just good at everything, like right away on the first try. It comes naturally to them. They don't even have to put work into it, right? But the reality is that this is not how we grow. As tempting as it is, as cool as that is, to just have things come naturally, that is not ultimately what's going to serve you. When we start showing up, we start glowing up. When we start putting in the work, we start stepping into our power. And so that, more than the workouts, more than the movement, that is what this challenge is about. Showing up for yourself and showing yourself that you have the power to create change in your life. All right, so all that challenge info will be in the description box down below. It is 100% free to join. I'd love to have you on the team for this round. I'd love to do this together. Otherwise, that is it for today's video. So if you enjoyed this, make sure to shoot me a thumbs up, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.